Welcome to the super fun game review podcast. Go Mega Ultra Between Review Show. Down. Welcomesies to MUBRS.
MUBRS.
Wait, Comesies.
It's the same thing.
Welcome.
See there.
Welcomesies.
Welcomesies to MUBRS.
Welcome to another episode. We're doing another the
Retrospective.
retrospective.
The thing we've been doing for like the past year and a half.
We're doing it on computers.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Harry was fucking DJing it over there. Retrospective.
We're retrospective.
We're retrospective.
DJ Bass in the house.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go.
That has a certain ring to it.
It actually does.
Career change.
Yeah. Nothing but Rush.
Well, before we get into the episode, word from our sponsor. Take it away, Steve.
You mean Deep Creek Glassworks?
Deep Creek Glass Works.
Works is spelled W-O-R-X.
WORX. As you know, Deep Creek Glassworks has been making highly...
We're off the rails.
Yeah. Already went. Right.
Also accurate.
As you know, Deep Creek Glassworks has been making handcrafted, durable, awesome-looking works of art made of glass since 2013. Use our super fun code.
Highly.
I'm
Use our super fun.
See, my thing is, I'm trying to like mix it up, and that's not working.
Yeah, just go with it.
Yeah. If you need ornaments, pendants, anything made of glass that looks really cool, Deep Creek Glassworks is your stop. Make sure to check out their Etsy page, Instagram. I know. Their Facebook.
Check out the Etsy page.
Etsy page. You guys like some Etsy page?
You guys want some glass?
Little glass of Kiki.
Ow.
Grocery season boxes.
Free shipping.
We send to Shippensburg.
And if you use our promo code SUPERFUN, you will get 10% off of your first order. And also, if you are around the southeastern, central-ish Pennsylvania area, make sure to check out their Facebook page to see where they're going to be for craft shows, where you can find a lot of stuff that may not be listed on site because, hey, that's how it works. It gets made, it gets sold, not enough time for pictures. So go ahead and check out Deep Creek Glassworks, work spelled W-O-R-X, today.
Kiki.
Cool. This is a good indication for the rest of the night.
Yeah, Steve's hammered already. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Not even that. I think I'm just having a mild stroke for the past 20 minutes.
Harry's been stroking it for longer than that.
Ayo!
That's why I had the box of tissues here
Yeah.
It's usually quicker.
before we got into the quote unquote podcast studio.
Yes. Cumsies.
Oh boy! So
Comcast
I think we're going to skip over the history of the PC this evening and probably fast forward right to our top 5 list.
We'd have to go into... Well, we should do personal memories and
personal
stuff.
memories and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Okay, personal memories.
Come on, man.
All right.
Joe-
Basically, we can sum up the history of the PC like this. Read it on Wikipedia because it is absolutely insane. PCs were around a lot longer than people realize. And it starts with the supercomputer in the late 40s, early 50s, I think.
Well, that wasn't so much PC. That's just computer, but...
Yeah, like
Right.
it starts with that, and then it becomes like the miniaturized, like the TI... The original Texas Instruments, like home
Go to
PCs
Wikipedia.
and stuff like that. Yeah, just go to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
The lazy option.
It's extensive.
It's
All right.
extensive, and we don't want to really get into it.
So personal memories. Joe, why don't you go first?
So, in my house growing up, when I was a kid, we had a family computer. Pretty much, I mean, and one of my earliest memories has like a family computer in it. You know what I mean? So we always had one growing up, playing games on it. Like, it wasn't like, you know, I mean, this is 92, 93, you know, from what I remember. And it wasn't like, you know, PC gaming with video cards, you know what I mean? It was there were games and things like that, but they weren't like, graphically intensive or anything like that. They were, more sprite based and things like that. But I got my first computer that wasn't like a shared computer. I think I was 12, maybe 11, something like that.
Oh, that early?
Oh yeah. My
right.
dad was always into like computers and stuff. My dad works in electronics and stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
And he was always into computers. So, pretty much whenever he could get one, he got one for me. His work was always like e-scrapping stuff. Like they would always have to keep up with the latest and greatest stuff.
Right.
So like instead of just scrapping it, he brought it home.
I'll take it home.
Yeah. Conglomerated parts together from broken stuff. That kind of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much always had a computer. PC gaming is huge in my life.
Cool.
Steve.
So actually, kind of same thing. My dad has worked in IT or some form of it since I was a little kid. So we always did end up having a computer of some sort at home. The first ones that we had were like, just MS-DOS, the big floppy disks and whatnot.
5 1/4 disc.
Yeah.
The Giants.
And then it, from there, it was like, oh my God, we have Windows 3.1. I can use a mouse and click on things. And then there's pinball. And there's always been, it's pretty much a computer in the household of one way or another.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't have my own computer until probably about like 10th grade, something like that. I was probably about like 14, 15 until I actually had one so I could do my quote-unquote schoolwork and whatnot.
Masturbate, look at porn.
Masturbate and a lot of
It's research.
Yeah, exactly.
Anatomy.
Yeah, and then since then it was either having a PC and then switched over to a laptop for a while and then back on the PC train and up until I finally built my first PC about 2 years ago with the help of Joe and Clark because I was still pretty inept, but they were like...
Well, to be fair, you built it yourself. We just helped you pick the parts to make sure it would work.
That is true. That is true. And then finding out that, I put my solid state in the wrong port for the first year.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then it's
Windows
like,
loaded
why
on
is
the
it
wrong drive?
running so slow? Switch it here. Oh my God, that's a complete difference.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a whole new
Oh my God,
world.
computers are amazing.
Yeah, they run so fast. I can do things on them. Bippity boppity booby porn. I mean games.
Booby porn games.
Accurate.
Clark, what's your history?
So
Well, he's Scottish.
yeah. Actually, okay. So actually, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that. So my grandfather was always into like computers when he was younger. He took an interest as soon as they started building the first supercomputer and things like that. So when like PCs started to become more like relevant for home use, he bought one because he was trying to make a family tree, like the McIntyre family tree, right? So
Do you want us to cut that name out?
no,
Okay.
So he was trying to make the McIntyre family tree, and so he eventually decided to upgrade his computer, and I got his old computer as a hand-me-down, and I had my first computer in my room when I was 7 years old, and my grandfather came into my room, set it all up, sat me down in front of it, taught me how to like
Bop it.
like run commands and stuff
Twist
like
it.
that because it was DOS.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I think computers are going to be really important for your generation growing up. He's like, so I want you to like learn this early. He's like, I could easily like resell this to somebody. He's like, I want you to have it. So I've had a computer in my room since I was 7. I now work in IT, so it had a big impact on my life. I've always been around computers, working on them, building them, things like that. And yeah, like it's the PC in general, like, just had a huge effect on my life from at a very early age.
Yeah, I always like reading the old like newspaper articles or something else where it was like in the 80s and early 90s, like, oh, PCs, this thing's going to die out. Nobody's going to use this.
It's like the same thing that's said about Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. And now here we are.
Like two of my first like PC memories were my grandfather replaced the Windows startup sound with a Scottish guy saying, "Oh, I want a wee bit of Scottish whiskey," every time you turned on the computer, and like you couldn't change the volume of it back then, so it was just like he would turn it on at like 2:00 in the morning because he would just be up, and he was like, "Oh, you know, I'll work on the family tree." Just, "Oh, you want a wee bit of Scottish whiskey?"
And Clark tries to sneak gaming in at like 11 o'clock past his bedtime, and his mom hears, "Matthew, go to bed, turn off that computer."
Oh no, I fixed that shit.
Cool.
And my second was when my uncle,
Sorry, give me a sec. Okay.
my uncle got Doom.
Nice.
Like the original Doom,
Yeah.
and brought that over and installed it onto my grandfather's computer. And me, my cousin Sean, him, and my grandfather were all taking turns with like one of the
We're taking turns. Take a turn. DJ Bolts.
with the with like an actual like joystick, like playing Doom for the first time. And it was just, I was fucking blown away when Doom came out initially. Like, that was just fucking incredible.
Thank you for saying that. I'm adding a couple things to my list now.
Yeah, by all means.
You don't
man.
even want to look at my list.
My list is gigantic and will probably grow throughout the night as we're talking. So.
Just like my penis.
Yes.
Exactly like your penis.
We're at 15% right now.
So anyway,
How
What about
Harry?
you, Harry?
15% of nothing is still nothing.
simple math.
Ratios.
Can't divide by 0.
Watch me.
It's an imaginary number.
Just like my penis. Oh, shit.
So I didn't get a computer until probably way later. I think it was a good chunk of the way through middle school. But I do have earlier memories. I just don't know what came first because it's all kind of hazy.
Chicken.
Probably the laptop, then you came. That's probably how that went.
Nice. So some of my earliest memories, I did play Doom when I visited my aunt out in Utah. Like, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm busy for a little bit. Check out this game on the computer." I was like, "Fucking what?"
That's a good aunt
This
right
is
there.
fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. I played. My aunt had one of really old computers, so I played a little bit of Tetris on that, and she had one of those old MS-DOS games where you enter the commands, but you're going through like a Dungeons and Dragons type.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like the maze
yeah,
ones.
a mud.
Yeah.
They used to call those.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't know much about it, but
Yeah.
we did experiment a little bit with that.
Hot.
Joe and I had a friend in high school who was absolutely obsessed with muds. You remember? Jeff?
Oh, okay.
He always,
yeah.
always played those. He was like playing them when we were in high school, just text-based
RPGs.
RPGs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be the same Jeff that we got to crush up the sprinkles from the Cosmic Brownies and
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Probably.
Okay.
All right. I also have
Rip.
early memories
rip.
of playing a Spider-Man comic book game with Joe on the computer when we were really little. I don't know what it was called, but Joe, you had it, and you basically
Was it like point and click?
well, you gotta set up your comic strip, and then you can bring it to life by hitting play, kind of thing. I don't remember.
I don't remember this.
Really? I don't know. It was a cool game. And
I blocked a lot out of my childhood. I'm not going to lie.
Traumatic.
Haven't we all?
Just all the rape.
Jesus Christ.
It wasn't the rape. It was just the penetration in general.
Oh, my God.
I remember when I moved in and was your neighbor, Joe, that I would come over to your house and we'd play Flight Simulator.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Some of those
My
setups
dad
they
had
have.
a like an actual RC plane controller.
Did he?
Yeah, hooked up to the computer. It was
awesome.
it was fucking
And
sweet.
he had a flight sim where you could get in the plane and play, or it was for like RC planes where you could have a stationary person and fly the plane like you were at like an RC plane field.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I always wanted one of those flight simulators that had like the full like controls and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I was told I was never going to be able to fly planes in my life. Glasses, by the way. But yeah.
I thought it was because you constantly walk around with bombs strapped to your chest.
No.
Anyway,
No,
so
those are B cups.
and the only
true.
bombs in here are your jokes, Harry. Moving on.
No, it's funny you mentioned the setup though. I knew somebody that had like the car setups like in the car.
Is the steering wheel and shit?
But the whole works like
yeah.
The stick shift, the brake system, like the whole.
I want one of those so bad.
That's cool.
It's a little much in my opinion, but
Speak for yourself.
Dude,
There are some really elaborate setups now for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you got the money, the toys only get bigger.
Yeah.
I saw somebody like I know the realistic truck driving games are pretty popular.
Oh, where
Yeah.
they build a whole cab and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some that actually have the sleeper cab.
Are you serious? Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
That's extreme.
That's amazing.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Doing shifts.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
You don't have fuck you money, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but they probably don't either.
no, they probably
They,
don't.
they probably do if they're a fucking Twitch streamer. That shit's wildly popular.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I chose the wrong career path.
Yeah.
We chose career paths that existed when we
had
were
the
in high
option to
school.
do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Like dropout.
I graduated barely.
I don't know. So I've had other computers, but like I've never had anything amazing. I'll be honest.
I want to fix that for you, Harry.
Well,
We can.
I got other things that are taking priority right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Eventually.
In time.
After the penis enlargement surgery, we should get you.
Oh,
a
I already
PC
got
bill.
that.
Everything's dirt cheap right now. Just saying, too.
Yeah.
It's probably going to stay that way for a little while.
I gotta get a new graphics card.
Do it now.
You think so?
Prices just crashed.
All right, let's.
With the crypto thing, Nvidia's launching a new card.
Yeah, we'll be here for 4.5 hours between
Yeah.
between
Yeah, Joe
listening
and
to
I-
Clark
Just
and
saying.
Joe fucking talk
welcome
computers.
to the PC roundtable where Joe and I build out Clark's new PC.
And then Harry and I are over in the corner just trying to play Cracker, getting
Just
distracted.
jerking each other off.
All the
Yeah.
new generation
Check out this
stuff
new
is launching in
surgery
the
I got,
next 2 months.
Steve.
Maybe I'll just build something relatively complete.
Stop.
Yeah.
Look
Just
at that, Harry. It's a whole
stop.
2.5 inches now.
Stop. You stop.
Sorry. So Clark was the only friend I knew growing up that had a PC.
I think you
That
went
sentence was a little too long.
Beat me to it. God damn it. Oh, well done. Well done.
Steve's only my friend because he was into my back hair.
That's true. Well, it was more
Well,
the back.
it was also it was also attached to the back of my head. But yes,
Fully, fucking mullet Joe.
Did we ever discuss how we all met each other on the show?
No, we can save that for another
Yeah,
MUBRS
yeah,
when
yeah.
we run out of this
Yeah.
content.
One that's not going to be long already.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right,
buckle up.
all right, Harry, your driver. Drive.
All right.
Harry cut the fucking brake lines minutes ago.
Yeah.
You boys like Mexico?
All right, let's do some top fives.
Oh God,
So I couldn't actually put these in like
a top 5 order.
a rated order. So I just
Whoa! You were like, "Fuck it, do it anyway."
Well, you said I don't know if I could do a top 5. That just means pick your top 5 game. I picked my top 5 games.
Oh, you mean otherwise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put a.
So I think I can kind of fuck around with this
Oh,
now.
okay.
So,
You picked your top 5. You didn't put them in any sequential order.
exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
But now looking at it, I think I can kind of get there. So number 5 for
Oh,
me.
Steve's going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine.
You're
He
welcome.
was just hopping right in.
Someone got to keep it moving.
Go.
Final Fantasy 11.
Ooh.
Now I know this was on different platforms, but this was
You played it on PC.
I
Yeah.
did. This was actually played on my laptop, which got really, really fucking difficult sometimes because it wasn't the greatest by the time we got around playing it. But
Oh my God. Steve, I remember logging in and playing at your house on your laptop while you were like playing Mortal Kombat or something. And I was just like, Steve, your laptop is really slow. And you're like, yeah.
I know,
You're like, yeah.
yeah. Although it's more not the performance of the laptop; it was more the atmosphere of everything. Because this was pretty much one of the easiest ways that we could communicate with Joe, because
Yeah.
you were abroad at the time. You're still abroad now, you fucking slut. But
B
also,
cups.
yeah. I don't know, Joe. You're pushing C. We're getting there.
So how did you guys all meet? Well,
I'm
we just
pushing
started rubbing
D.
titties together one night.
Now we're best friends.
Trying to make fire.
Yeah.
Got rocks.
But we were also able to. I know Harry would work the third shift and be able to play with Joe. Yeah, I know. You played while at work, which was
I
like
loved
the
it. It
perfect
was one of
thing.
my favorite times.
And another one of a really cool like social moment for it was the LANs at
Kevin's house, yeah.
Yeah, and there'd be like 5 or 6 of us all in a room, balls the drink and balls the appendage everywhere, and we just go and play for like hours on end. And
We would get takeout, or we get like delivery and shit, and like just smoke a ton of weed.
There was
and
a
sit
lot of
there.
marijuana.
A lot of weed. Like, oh man, all right, everyone party up since it's going to take like 35 minutes before we can find a party. Let's go hit the 4-footer.
Oh god, fucking corporate. That thing was
You know,
Goddamn
I
wrecking
want
ball.
that level of responsibility back in my life again.
Dude.
What do I
Oh,
need to
man.
do? Kind of show up and
I
then
am looking
afterwards.
forward to retirement. 30 years.
What do you want to do with your life? Bong rips.
Bong rips and play MMOs.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say Final Fantasy XI is number 5.
Nice.
I might talk about that again later tonight. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Clark, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is a game I probably guarantee that none of you have heard of. It's called Battlezone 2.
Oh, Battlezone 2?
Yeah, you've never heard of it.
Fuck no.
So,
I'm an OG player. I love Battlezone 1.
actually, that didn't come out on PC.
Oh, it's weird.
Fun fact.
You just didn't have that good of a PC. Couldn't run it.
All right. No. You're going to get him on a tangent. Don't do that. You're poking.
Remember what
bear.
I said about earlier about him, bombing jokes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're poking the bear. The gay kind.
Rare.
So, Battlezone 2 was a really interesting RTS that I played at my buddy James' house, and then ended up like finding a copy of it for myself because I was absolutely obsessed with it. You could, it's just like any other RTS. You're creating units and stuff, but you could then go in and play it first person. So you're like sending your units, and then you could like zoom into one of your soldiers, hop into a tank, and like do all of the stuff on the battlefield. So you're like you're waging 2 wars. It's like the overhead war and then hopping right into the action
That's neat.
yourself. It was really awesome. It was a super interesting concept that I don't think got copied a lot, and I really thought it was just such a cool idea. Especially in like today's like age where like that stuff should be like pretty commonplace or like easy to do technologically. Like it just doesn't happen. I played a fuck ton of that game though, and the whole thing was stylized kind of like Tron. So
Neon lights, futuristic.
yeah,
type looking
neon
thing.
lights, futuristic battle tank looking things,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
and laser weapons and things like that. It was a really a cool game.
How could you not like that?
Right, exactly. Especially at like 11 years old when I played it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Who's got to go next?
Me or you?
Joseph.
My number 5 is actually Serious Sam.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we reviewed it a couple years back now. I've played it a bunch. You can go listen to the episode, but I absolutely love it. It's a great multiplayer game.
Serious Sam is awesome.
Absolutely fantastic. We all played it on PC
Yeah.
for the podcast, and we did some live streams and things like that of us playing it all together.
That was a lot of fun.
That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I remember I used to hook that up on Xbox too. I had like the first Serious Sam. I think you came over a lot. To
Yeah,
play
it launched
Yeah.
on OG Xbox,
yeah,
as well.
played a ton of that.
Cool.
Cool. All right. My number 5 is going to be Gloomhaven.
Oh, nice.
I put a shit ton of time into this even before it released. I think I put more time into it before it actually released.
Yeah, during the early access period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got locked out of it during early release.
Did you?
Yeah, like my save file corrupted, and they didn't fix that issue until actual release. And then by the time I could launch it, I would test it once a week. I could finally launch it. I've been putting a ton of hours into it now, but like, man, I was so pissed that I like bought this game for early access, and I did everything on their forums to like get that to work. But it is a fantastic game.
Yeah, and they stayed so true to the board game as well.
Yeah,
So it's a carbon copy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good when they can actually pull something like that off.
Yeah, and they're building the expansions into it as well. So it's really exciting.
Jaws of the Lion and everything.
I assume they would.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Jaws of the Lion's out.
Is it?
Yeah, the DLCs for that's out.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a terrible Survivor cover instead of Eye of the Tiger.
Oh wait, Jaws of the Lion. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking Frosthaven. I was like, there's no way they would have.
No,
Released Frosthaven.
they're starting to work on that though.
Yeah.
They've mentioned it.
Well, I imagine they're probably going to do the other expansion that they had as well. I forget the name of it, but it has the teleporting character. Well, it's irrelevant, but
Yeah.
it's another expansion that's pre-Frosthaven that I imagine that they're going to build into it, especially
Yeah.
with Jaws of the Lion got built into it.
I mean, once
so.
they got the mechanics and everything ironed out when they launched it, like,
Right.
why would they not? Like, they're just, the way the game builds, it's pretty easy to add stuff, I would think.
Fun fact too. So I know we haven't played Gloomhaven in a while, but back in March I ordered Crimson Scales as well. If you're familiar with that, I'm still waiting for it to arrive, but I'm very excited about it. It's basically Gloomhaven, just a fan made copy.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they made all new characters and everything that mesh into the game.
I have
okay.
I have a game that's like Gloomhaven coming. I backed it on Kickstarter a while ago. I'm just waiting for it to. But it's all like Viking themed, and it's a little more horror based. So it's called Hell: The Lost Vikings. Looks fucking incredible, but you're playing through like songs of a saga as you go through, and you're like leveling characters and stuff like that.
Sounds neat.
And they all the characters actually have story parts, and it's like the same idea though. It's a big box. Everything's a miniature though, so it's like a huge thing. And I paid to have them all painted already, so they're all going to be just like this like statuesque gold, like bronzed out gold color. So should be cool. When I get it, we'll definitely have to play.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Who wants to start with number 4?
Give me a sec.
I'll go. My number 4 is actually Control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You
Yeah.
played it on PC.
I played it on PC. And it's fucking amazing. I literally just booted it up like a week ago to go back in and just finish out the DLC.
Did you?
I need
I'm
to
working
finish.
on
I
it,
need to
yeah.
finish out the Alan Wake DLC.
Is that the one you're doing now, the Alan Wake one?
That's
or?
the next one I need to do. I have both the DLCs.
Okay.
Oh, you have the underground or the what's the name of it?
I'm drawing a blank at the moment.
Yeah, I started it.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it. I need to do both of those DLCs though.
Yeah, they're like 10 hours to get through both of them.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of extra game.
Yeah. So I'm just rebooted that back up and getting back into that because I was just like, I forgot how much fun I had playing it, and it was like one of those games that like usually when we play podcast games, a lot of times I'm just like boom, uninstalled, and like this one is like it's been sitting there like since we played it. Like, hey, come back.
It's been around for a while.
Yeah.
There have been a few podcast games recently that have stayed on my console like longer. I've been playing them more.
But yeah, that's one of those ones that's like was awesome when I played it.
It was a cool game.
And it was one of the ones that like when I played it like just after upgrading my PC to like all the latest shit.
So it really pushed like what your
my
computer
God,
could do.
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's always a good feeling too.
Yeah.
After a build, you find like one game that just like tries to max your shit out, and you're just like, oh cool, this runs it perfectly, and it's not
Yeah.
not near its max capabilities.
Yeah.
It's always a good feeling.
That has one of those segments in that game is just stuck with me so hard too. Like that one where you go into the room and the guy has to stare at the thing without blinking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That part just stays with me so much. And then
That's
that
fucking creepy.
scream as you're walking into that room. He's like, "Oh
Yeah.
God, no!"
Yeah.
It just I don't know.
I blinked. Where is it? It just
Yeah.
dead.
I forget what was that they were saying. Was it a fridge or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
The refrigerator.
it was a refrigerator.
It's a crazy fucking game, man.
Crazy. That's nuts.
Good pick.
Yeah.
So good.
Clark, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is also based off of a RPG type game, a la D&D, Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, nice.
Bloodlines specifically. That game was really fucking cool. It was like open world, and it gave you like the full D&D treatment where you're like you pick your like race of vampire. There's all different kinds. Right. You're trying to like hide in plain sight as a vampire and like kind of like conduct yourself. You can kind of like either be like one of like the gang lords, or you can be like a drag of society, or you can be like a Nosferatu that can't, like, no one can see you, or they'll freak out and then it becomes a big issue. There's like sophistication. There's like sophisticated
lots of options.
Yeah, tons and tons of options.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah. Hey, we got
like all the different like vampire archetypes and stuff like that. And it was just a fun game. Like the actual combat and stuff was really interesting because you could start fighting somebody and they could be like a hunter or they could be an actual other vampire, and the other vampires, like, you won't know until they kind of like use one of their powers or do something like that, and you're like, oh fuck, like this fight just got a lot harder and things like that. So and it's all kind of, you know, based on Vampire the Masquerade, the D&D variant. So yeah, it's just an incredible game. Sadly, it like does not run right on Steam anymore. Like it's really fucking hard to play it, and like I've never gotten it to work since it came to Steam.
That's
which
a shame.
Sucks.
That sucks.
But I have it sitting there in my Steam library. Hopefully some fan figures out how to fucking get it to work. But
get that aha moment. And
yeah.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for you, man.
The second one's coming out soon. They like it's on the horizon, so hopefully it's just as good.
Yeah.
Cool. Steve Allen, number 4.
My number. Oh, Esteban. My number 4 is Unreal Tournament.
Nice.
This was the first-person shooter I ever encountered, and I remember I bought this, and I couldn't necessarily get it to run on my PC correctly.
Steve buying PC games back then. What the fuck?
Way back, and this was like 7th grade. Okay, then yeah, actually I lied. In 7th grade, I did have a computer in my room. That was also probably why I blocked that out. But this was my introduction to first-person shooters, which that has a long-standing legacy in my life, and just it was kind of like blocky kind of characters a little bit, or like bulky, I guess, where, you know, everything looked thick. But it's just I was enamored with it, and then especially
it was like, I wouldn't say it was the first, but it was like a real big step in the arena shooter genre.
Yeah, it was huge.
Exactly. And then at least to, you know, that's when they amp you up after, it's like you get a kill. It's like kill, double kill, triple monster kill. I'm like, yeah, I want to get more of those.
Yeah.
Just shooting rockets across a fucking asteroid to the other side for like the capture the flag, because that always seemed to be like some of my favorites, because you had to pile through people, sneak in, grab it, and then run for your fucking life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved that game so much. That was good times.
My number 4 is The Great Gaias. I was obsessed with that game when it came out. I love the game so much that I did a personal episode.
You did?
I felt like it needed to be done. Because it's a very, very niche indie title that's not from a big publisher. They're never going to see a ton of downloads. So I did the only thing I could do to support them. And
other than buy it.
Yeah, other than buy it. But no, it's just such a cool, well-done title. And it was based off of their very own D&D campaign that they put into a video game there. I guess they were like, this campaign is so good, we need to make sure this lasts.
Yeah. We talked to that guy.
I know, yeah. I even talked to him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Talked to the guy who made it. He's like, I made this game. He's like, you did? I did. I'm going to play it. Cool.
I have, just for the record, I have done a follow-up and played their the next game that they were working on. It was Gallahorn or something.
Oh, yeah,
like
Gallahorn.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's released officially or not. I'm sure it might be out there, but
yeah.
No, really, really good title. If anybody has a chance for like a turn-based, a legitimate turn-based old school RPG, this is the game because the characters, just so well written.
Chef's kiss.
They're just perfect writing in this game. So yeah, it's my number 4. I'm just gonna do my number 3 real quick because it was already
Do
mentioned.
it. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 11.
All right. Yeah.
That game is the tits. My balls were so hot from my laptop.
And my mouth.
I lost so many sperm cells.
This is why I'm sterile.
But
Call him sterile Harold.
I have no hair on my thighs.
No, it just
Because of
doesn't
this
grow
game.
here.
Yeah, it just doesn't grow right here.
but no, I got
This is
the.
my 75 Paladin, and this is my.
My paladin. I love that character.
Do you think I forget which fucking character you played?
No, I didn't forget. No, I just that was awesome. What was good about that class is that they were always in high demand.
Well, yeah.
which was awesome.
That's
We
why I
had a
leveled
tank that can
everything.
maybe heal itself a little bit. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I chose a red mage. What the fuck did I do?
Refresh is the shit.
Yeah, so
you
good.
need refresh.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
And just for reference, I got the Treasures of Ott Ergen expansion when that came out.
Oh, Ergen, Jesus Christ.
Ergen. It was 2007. Man, and I just wanted to get to that end game just to see what Besieged was all about.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool.
It was nuts.
That was
Oh,
ridiculous.
just seeing them coming.
I don't
in.
know how their servers didn't crash.
Right?
They did a lot.
Like, there was like thousands of people just like in town and they'd be like, besieged, and you're like,
Yeah.
there was 1,000 people casting spells. What the fuck?
I mean, it was hard for my computer to run.
It was
but I
hard
mean,
for anyone's computer.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Even on the 360 that should have been able to easily run that, it had issues.
Yeah,
It was chaos.
My buddy Rich used to run his like 75 Blue Mage through there all the time because he was like hunting spells.
Just remember that it was also on PS2. Can
Yeah.
you imagine
Yeah,
what
it
it was like
was.
playing on that?
yeah,
No.
it's wild.
Yeah.
But yes, Final Fantasy 11, great memories. Never gonna revisit though.
No. Let's enjoy the memories we had and just leave it to rest.
Nice.
But Final Fantasy 14 though.
Did they raise the level cap in 11?
No, it's still 75.
It's still
from what I-
75.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Are those servers even still active?
Yes.
Jesus.
It's 85.
Yeah, remember I talked about how I...
Oh, you did? Yeah. Yeah. Good for them.
Why wouldn't they just make it 100?
I don't know.
Why did?
It's different. Okay.
It's just a dumb number to pick.
How long did it take you to get to 75?
Forever.
And you want it to be 100.
No, okay, you could get to like 75 super quick nowadays.
Oh, yeah. They changed everything.
This was old school leveling when like, it took hours
It
to
took
get a
300
single...
hours or whatever
Yeah.
to get the
It was a fuck-
60.
God,
And then
Definition
another
of
300 hours to
grind.
get to 61.
Yeah.
so bad.
Oh, when de-leveling happened. They should have taken that out of the game. Like, fucking de-leveling.
Oh, yeah.
The
So
worst.
And your gear falls off. Just like,
Well, can't equip that anymore.
yeah. Trying to get into a party and you don't even have a sword. You're just like,
You're like I promise we just need to kill one mob and then I'll be fine.
The problem was you couldn't even do that solo. Like,
yeah.
No.
You're like, okay, I'm level 60. I need to kill one guy. I might be able to kill a level 20. Like,
Yeah, it was the dumbest thing. Like the leveling system was so broken in that.
Meat Rod.
But it was
do
an
you have
absolutely incredible game.
it was. There was so many problems with it, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
it was so sociable. That's what really it
Yeah.
was for us. Like,
I think it's because we made it sociable. I don't think the game
no, I think there was a
itself-
lot of people that, like, there was a huge social
Oh,
impact.
I joined a couple
Link shells
shells?
that
link
were
shells.
pretty big.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I joined a couple big ones.
It was huge because of the auto translate. Like, if
yeah.
other games
That was-
did auto translate as well as Final Fantasy 11 did, they'd be way bigger. Because it really bridged the gap.
It did.
Yeah.
You could play with anybody as long as you could, like...
I had to play with Japanese people pretty much exclusively,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
like outside of you guys, and like it was easy.
All right, Harry, who's brand we picking next?
Sorry, are we done the?
No, we still need.
You started.
I started the threes.
Yeah. Three, yeah.
Joe, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is a game I talked about previously on other episodes. Terraria.
Oh, I still been meaning to check out this game.
It's so good. The music in it, every time I boot up this game, like Amanda thanks me. Because like the music in the background is
wish Liam was
so good.
For booting up games.
I mean, like she's also just like playing a game usually
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, but the music in it, the combat in it, like the exploration, like every time you like want to play, like it's completely different because every world is procedurally generated, so you can just like play infinite amount of times with completely different outcomes or builds or whatever. And I mean the game came out in like 2011 and they're still updating it. And like it was only like $15. Like it's one of the best selling games of all time. Like it's insane.
Like how many years of enjoyment
that
you get out of it.
They literally released a patch like 3 years ago that was like, this is the end. And then like 6 months later, they were like, just kidding. Here's more. Here's another patch.
Well, it's because people loved it so much and people helped fund it.
Yeah, like it's absolutely bonkers.
I remember Kevin talking about this game like when it first came out. He's like, I'm playing this game. It's called Terraria. I don't know what it is about. He's like, I just fucking love it.
Kevin and I set up a server like with a shared world and played.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's on my to play list. 100%.
Let me know, dude. I'm down. I can set up a server. Super easy.
I would join up.
I'll download it just to spend more time with you guys.
I have it on my Vita actually.
Yeah, it's on like literally everything. Like you can play it on like DS, mobile.
Yeah.
It was on PS. It might have been on PS3.
Yep. It was.
PS4, which means you can obviously play it on PS5. Like, it's amazing.
Cool. Clark, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is a classic, Battlefield 1942.
Ooh. Wow.
Man, playing Battlefield at DX, which was a LAN center, during lock-ins. Fuck. Yeah, high as fuck. During lock-ins, and like we were like the older kids at the LAN center, so we would all be on a team. And
Hence
then there was like,
high as fuck.
And then there was like the younger squeaker kids that were like really only 2 years younger than us, but like they were just like little shitheads, and us just being like, all right. Like, let's actually be, like, real sweaty and just really fuck with them. And just beating the shit out of them and then hearing them, like, scream because you're in the LAN center and they're like, it is.
And then their mom's, like, yelling at them.
Yeah, it is the best feeling. The best feeling.
Oh, man.
I remember when you guys would come over to Dairy Queen next door right before the lock-ins and just get a shit ton of cheeseburgers and whatnot.
Oh, my God. Fucking chicken baskets, dude.
Chicken baskets.
We would
always the
chicken baskets.
Like, yo, Buffalo chicken basket, Steve.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
So just see him coming. It's like, all right, here we go. That's maybe why
They're
I got
like, we're going to run
fired.
out of chicken.
I did get fired from Dairy Queen. It was like he called.
Steve looks over, he sees all of us in the parking lot. He's, drop baskets of chicken nuggets! Baskets, I said!
I thought I got called in early to get a raise, and he's like, "We're going to have to let you go." I'm like, "What? What?
No way.
No way!"
And then you walked over to DX, and you were like, "I don't really have any money because I didn't get paid yet." And I think,
And then we jumped behind the counter and be like, here, you have 10 hours.
we gave you a 10-hour card. We're like, "This will cover you through the lock-in stay."
It's like, all right,
sweet. You were like, "But I don't have anything." I was like, "Yeah, I got weed." Like,
yeah, we got it. It's like, yeah, no, it's good.
And then I remember it was like 10 o'clock. Oh my God. I remember it was 10 o'clock. We walked outside and like Dairy Queen's about to close. I'm like, I'm kind of hungry. I think we're going to go over to Dairy Queen. And Steve just looks at me. He's like, I can't.
The fryers are shut down. It's all done.
I can't.
You want a soft serve cone? I can do that. Oh, fuck.
When did you work at Dairy Queen?
That was,
10th grade?
yeah, that was 10th grade. Yeah, because that was because I think you weren't technically allowed to
You and Steve knew each other 10th grade?
We knew each other in 8th grade.
Yeah.
No.
No, 7th or 9th grade.
Ninth grade, Clark and I first met.
Shit.
Through
No way.
Mike Benedict.
Okay.
And Nick
Yeah.
Mill.
Yeah.
Huh, I never knew that. Never knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We he and I hung out like 2 or 3
we were doing
times.
a MUBRS episode about this, Clark. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Ooh, I'm excited for this episode.
Little taste. First taste is free, bitches.
You like that? Just the tip. Oh, yeah.
DX.
I did. I know, right? I love that place.
God,
I did forget.
If there was any business that I had a personal hand into running into the ground, it was that one.
we all did.
Yeah.
There was a collective.
We all did. I will never forget. I will never forget going over to Amelia's, buying a 50-cent Monster Jam.
Oh, the Monster Jam, the fruit drinks?
No, it was Monster Burst.
And
Monster
Monster
Burst.
Burst.
That's it.
And then we'd
The
go
Monster
in the
Burst
DX
bong?
bathroom, turn it into a bong, and then smoke it in the back room at DX. And the guy was like, oh my God, someone took a massive shit in the bathroom. And we're like, one of us will clean it up, but you're going to let us smoke in the back room at DX. And he was just like, I can't. And then we were like, fine, you're going to have to clean that shit up. It's disgusting. And he like walked in and he was like, fuck, I don't care. So he had a bunch of 16-year-olds smoking weed in the back of the shop.
Fucking revolt.
Fucking revolt.
That was his name?
That was his handle.
That was his handle.
tag,
yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody just called him that anyway. That was...
I mean, most people
it was
went
his
by their
tag
tags.
in my number 2, which is Counter-Strike 1.5.
We didn't get through number 3s.
I forgot that I had a number 3 also.
Damn it!
I'll cut that.
My number 3...
Worked so good.
I know, it did.
I'm going to skip you for 2 now.
My number 3 is Age of Empires 2.
Oh, nice.
I sunk
Fantastic game.
so many hours into that fucking game. It was awesome. I didn't really get into like StarCraft for whatever reason, even though it's kind of like the same concept.
Yes.
And-
Or similar RTS.
Yeah, but I think that because I was more of a fan of like kind of like history
Yeah,
stuff.
totally.
Yeah. And then once I found out about some of the cheat codes and shit, it was all fucking over. It got nuts. But yeah, I remember being in 7th grade, going over my friend Luke's house, and he had always top of the line PC because I always had some friends who parents made money, and we would just sit and play for hours, like walking to his place after school, and then I eventually got it for myself once I could actually run it, and yeah, game over there.
Nice.
I miss it. I really do miss that game. It was so much fun.
Dan
Nice.
Tiffany was that friend of mine who had the fancy computer hookup.
Yeah. Does anybody else hear that, or is that just me?
Might just be you.
Okay, I can live with that.
Joe, what's your number 3? 2. What?
We only skipped Steve.
Oh, we
Yeah.
only skipped Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
But I'll do my number 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
Final Fantasy 11.
Nice.
Oh, what?
Nice.
Please, let's talk about it for another 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I only put like 2,400 hours in on one account.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
to
And like
be fair,
another 1,000 on like another account.
other than that and drinking a bunch of soju, you didn't have much else to do.
Yeah, but that's like 2,400 hours in 2 years.
You didn't have much to do other than your job.
So that was your job, and your part-time job was you were in the army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he cared way more about one than the other.
Yeah.
You pick.
And it was not the army. Oh man.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
All right. My number 2 is another DX joint, Counter-Strike 1.5. Before the invention of Steam, because 1.6 is when Steam came out as a game
Right.
launcher before it was a big thing.
Yeah, before it was a store and everything.
Yeah, before it was a storefront and everything. Man,
They were competing with GameSpy at the time.
yep.
Oh, you don't hear GameSpy anymore.
No.
Because Steam destroyed them.
Yeah.
One's still around. That tells you something.
Yeah. I mean, it's Counter-Strike. It is a classic first-person shooter that is, I believe, one of the most pure first-person shooters ever. It is pure skill. It is...
Especially that version.
Yeah, to be good at that version of Counter-Strike specifically, you have to really know and like be one with like twitchiness and keyboard and like the weapons that you're using and things like that. It was fucking incredible.
The mods were awesome. Scouts Knives.
Yeah, Scouts Knives.
God,
and
I love Scouts Knives.
Yeah. Scouts Knives on a 4-tier map was always amazing. Like
low gravity.
Low grav.
Yeah, I remember there was the one that we would play that was in the the roulette of maps where it just like launches people out of the fucking ground and you're in the air and people are trying to snipe you out.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Stupid.
There's like no walls or anything either.
No.
It's just like open white space and you're just flying through the air.
Yep.
So many games have taken pieces of Counter-Strike and turned them into like entire titles.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many mods for Counter-Strike, and just like I think one of the biggest examples, right, is Gun Game. Originally came from Counter-Strike. Like that was a mod
so good.
in Counter-Strike where you get a kill with one weapon and you go up to the next tier of weapon and then you go up and you go through all of the weapons.
Yeah.
That
You
was
have to
originally
finish on a knife or whatever.
Yeah, and you have to finish on a knife.
Yep.
That was originally a Counter-Strike mod that got into every single popular first-person shooter
Yep.
ever.
COD still has it. Like,
Yeah, Call of Duty still has it. Halo has it. You know, like all of the top, the top shooters
All started from Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is the forefather of just what the current evolution of FPSs were, and that's why it's my number 2.
It's granddaddy. And I'm just going to take her. That's why it's also my number 2.
Okay, great.
Nice.
Yeah, I just
right in there. And actually, the handle that I use today in all of the games, that was the game that I got it from.
Oh, Giant Turnip?
Yeah, no, that's cut that one out because that's email address also. So Kamikaze Hero, because what I used to do is, we would try to play like, be tactical and whatnot, but every once in a while I would just go
Cannon fodder.
Especially on assault.
Yeah.
I'd go right down in the garage and try to take out as many people as I could, and then some guy's like, "You're just like a little fucking Kamikaze Hero." I'm like, that sounds cool.
I love that.
I like that. And so many years later, that's still the handle. And I remember fun story because Nick and I used to play like a ton. And we would play like on the weekends, like really late at night. I mean, we're talking like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning for like 15-year-olds is way past your bedtime. Cell phones
It's way
weren't
past my bedtime now. What the fuck are you talking about?
cell phones weren't really a thing at that
Joe's
time.
old.
So
Yeah.
I would use the landline in the house. I'd pick up the cordless phone and I'd call him real quick and he'd pick up and then we would
And he'd be like, "You kicked me off my dial-up connection, you motherfucker."
No. We were into like DSL.
You had broadband by that point?
Yeah, exactly. We're in that point. And so then we would ghost for each other. And so
Oh,
cheat.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so going back and forth.
Oh, you
like,
didn't have
all right,
Ventrilo?
He's a back. No. So it's like
I look at Steve's face and notice he still has that DSL.
the best you've ever known in your life. Tell me I'm wrong. Goddamn right.
Never upgraded to Comcast.
That's it. Good job, Harry. That wasn't a bomb. And I remember my stepmom at the time.
That's what they say in the movies.
Yeah. She picked up the phone and she's like, "You need to get off right now and go to bed."
And you were just like, I just did. Good night.
Sorry, Judy. But yeah, no, I got in trouble a couple times for playing like really
His
late.
mom, Judy.
Steve, his wife. What? Yeah, that was like, and especially like DX was what really made that game for me, was like being able to play with my friends in that atmosphere and then being able to play at home and cheat people out and just make it seem like God tier without having aimbot or something else. So yeah.
I think the three of us might have the same number one.
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, we'll see.
Am I the last person to do a number 2 then?
Yeah.
Did you do your number 2?
Nothing under your
Yes.
chair. Go
You
ahead.
did? Okay.
My number 2 was Final Fantasy.
State of Decay 2.
Nice.
Love the game. Absolutely love it. Very excited for State of Decay 3, as long as they don't fuck it up. But no, I sunk a shit ton of time into 2. I think I've talked about it a lot on the podcast.
We have.
before.
We've definitely talked about it a
Yeah.
bunch. We'll have to play more soon.
Yeah. I'm going to pitch it at some point. It's fucking happening.
Like the tent you
You
got
should
right
upgrade
now.
your computer first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my computer runs really good for State of Decay 2.
You were having all those problems with it booting up and shit, though. Are you still having those issues?
Oh, I have computer issues, but not like running that game. issues.
Okay.
The computer runs games fine. It's just
Everything else?
everything else. Yeah.
It's kind of ass backwards.
Yeah. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like my computer runs fine, but it doesn't run State of Decay 2 well. It's weird.
Yeah, like that's
I
a
don't
normal
know.
thing here.
I don't know why it's not working right, but it's like lagging every 3 seconds. Like it just looks like it like stops one frame.
Harry's like, oh, it's not supposed to be like that.
No. Runs games fine. It's just everything else
Everything
I want
else.
to do on it.
Cheapest thing Harry should do is just get a solid state drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
I'll get a new computer at some point. I don't.
We'll be able to find-
Anyway, yeah.
Sorry,
so that's my
I'm
number
nerding
2. There we go.
right.
Done. All right. Who wants to do number 1 first?
I want to hear Joe's like real bad.
My number 1's Counter-Strike.
Oh,
wow. Okay. All right.
That's
Yeah.
why it's not the same. 'cause-
Yeah, so it's not the same.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, so I know what your number 1 is, but yeah, no. So, yeah, Counter-Strike. Pretty much any version. Like, I'm not like... in my opinion, there's kind of a lot of elitism around 1.5 and 1.6.
It's true. There is.
Yeah.
They're fantastic, but like Condition Zero, Source,
Go.
they're amazing. Go, I have 800 hours in. Like,
Yeah, I have
it's
I have
fucking
a ton
amazing.
of hours in Go.
To
But
be
you
fair,
you can't
that-
play 1.5 anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, to be fair, when I finally switched over to the solid state and got shit running, that
Yeah.
was the first game I downloaded and I started putting hours into and,
Yeah.
and playing. So
It's amazing, and
Yeah.
and you know it's just as good as it always was. Like, I mean, you know, the tacticalness of the different game modes and knowing the maps and going in with like a, you know, okay, we're you know bomb defusals. It's like, okay, here are the 5 spots. Everybody picks one. Here's where you watch. Here's where you watch. Like, planning everything out. Like, I played leagues for a long time. Like, I was in Cal for Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you were.
And I was a backup for Day of Defeat in the same, you know, clan I was in. And it was amazing. Like, and that was 9th grade.
yeah.
I forgot about Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. And like I said, it's like 700 or 800 hours or whatever into Global Offensive. Like, it's an amazing game.
Yeah,
We should
Love
have a night
playing
playing that. That'd be fun.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
While we're waiting for Modern
Yeah,
Warfare 2
and
to come
like
out.
now it is free to play. They moved into the whole like battle pass thing and stuff like that, but they do it way better than everybody else in my opinion, because they have the Steam store where like if you play a game, like you have a chance of a skin just dropping randomly at the end of the game, right? You can sell that skin on the Steam store for like Steam Cash.
Yeah,
And then like if you sell enough, you can buy games. So like I actually had an Excel spreadsheet for a while that like I kept
what a surprise!
I kept track of like all of the stuff that I dropped and then resold.
Yeah.
And I made like $600.
What?
I bought so many Steam games just from playing Counter-Strike.
There you go. It's an investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every now and then, like, you would get crates that drop, and the crates
Yep.
only drop during specific seasons or battle passes. And it was like, okay, you can either buy a $2.50 key to open this crate with a limited edition skin, or you can sell the crate to somebody else for
let
like
them deal
market
with it.
value, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you would say, oh, I'm going to sell it for 15 cents, but if nobody's buying it for 15 cents, like somebody can just undercut you at 14 or whatever, right?
Right.
But like some of the knife skins were like $400.
What?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
Jeez.
like
It's absolutely
it's
There's
just
a
insane.
market
it's
for
like
fucking
eBay
everything, man.
for
Well,
the skins and
yeah.
everything.
You,
Yeah.
you know what happened in like Source? and 1.5 when you could just put your own skins on guns.
Yeah.
That's what happened. They were like, oh, everyone wants to customize their shit. Let's monetize that.
Right.
Yeah.
And Steam takes 15% off the top for every transaction.
Yeah.
So they're getting their money.
Yeah.
So why do they give a fuck?
Can I ask?
I sell
about-
drops all the time. All
Yeah.
the time.
Can I ask about the? I don't know Steam like you guys do,
Mm-hmm.
but I noticed you get like achievements in games that you could sell like those for money or
So
something like
you
that.
can
Stickers.
get stickers. Yeah, stickers you can sell, or you can create sticker packs, which like upgrade. And
Is that where if you have a collection or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
like if
Okay.
you have like 5 of a set or whatever, you can combine them together. They make something else, and they're worth more money. That kind of thing.
Okay. All right. I always wondered about that.
Yeah.
I saw it. Steam's there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
With that, so
Harry
Some
understands
people are into
nothing
it.
of
Some people aren't. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to be. Like they don't force you into it at all.
Give it 4 years, Harry's going to be a Steam broker. He's just like, I got the packs going out everywhere.
I honestly,
not.
every once in a while, just like scroll through my like library of stuff that I have.
Yeah.
And just like anything over 15 cents, I'll just be like, all right, I'm just going to sell this. Like
Yeah.
I just do that for stickers and stuff like that. It's really easy. And you can get a sticker just for like turning on a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. It just depends on what game it is.
Yeah, it depends on what the developer like sets it as.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the way they do the skins and everything is like, I wish everybody just did it. Like, because I don't know how many games there's like, oh, it's skins, but it's like unlockable, and it's like, I don't want it anyway. Like, it's an ugly skin, I'll never use it.
Right.
Like Counter-Strike is like, okay, well then fucking sell it. Just keep the one you want.
Yeah. Keep the ones you want or sell it for one that you want.
Yeah. Like if you get 10 shitty ones, like
Sell them all and
sell
get the
them.
one you want. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. Is like they have like white tier and then like blue tier skins and then like purple or whatever. If you have 10 white ones, you can combine them together and you get a random blue.
Yeah.
Like you can just upgrade them.
Gotcha. It sounds like a kind of like Rocket League system. With
Yeah,
some
yeah,
of the,
so-
like, the
Yeah.
other shit. Yeah.
I did that and I got an M4 skin in
Yeah,
for blue, and I was just like, all right, cool. Like I
I
don't
have
really
a s-
use the M4 because I'm an AK guy, and like I was like, all right, well, I'll just
yeah. I have a blue skin of every weapon.
yeah.
I was just like, yep, I'm just gonna go for a theme, and I got all of them. And I was
Yep.
like, all right, sell everything now.
Good shit, man.
Yeah. But anyways, that was a lot of talk about microtransactions and stuff like that. But anyway, in my opinion, that's the right way to do it. Right?
Okay.
Because I don't have to spend money on the microtransactions. I make the money on the microtransactions.
Right. And I appreciate that.
I am the
Counter-Strike.
microtransaction.
I am microtransaction.
But
Clark,
yeah,
Clark, what's your number one?
Diablo 2.
Yeah, I knew that
Yeah.
one was coming.
Yeah. I'm shocked it wasn't on your top 5, Joe.
it's amazing.
But
I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised.
That's how good my top 5 is. Like,
it's fair.
Fair enough.
like
Yeah, I spent so much time with Diablo 2. It is just for like a point and click adventure that turned into this giant like community and just playing with friends and like trading and having to trust people online and stuff like that and
getting people to mule for you was the worst.
yeah,
Oh,
getting people
yeah.
mule for you, or if you had a really trusty friend, it's like, oh, okay, I have to make this really long elaborate passwords so no one hacks the password and gets in there and steals all my shit. Like,
Right.
yeah, it was just the Wild West of PC games. It's just not like that anymore, and I think Diablo 2 is just one of the best games ever made.
Yeah. And
It's up there. It's up there.
And you know what?
You agree?
Number 1, Diablo 2.
Yes.
Yeah. It started playing with Diablo 1. My friend Dan had
Diablo
it
1 on
PC.
PlayStation or PC?
My friend Dan had it on PC, which is where I learned about it. And then he's like, oh, well, look what I can do. And like the duping tricks where you like put the potion on the ground and then you turn gold and all this other bullshit. And then I did not have a computer at the time, so I got it for PlayStation. The first one. And I remember my friend Kyle and I we'd have sleepovers and we would literally play all night until we were almost asleep and just trying to go through and level it out. So by the time 2 came around, I remember my cousin's boyfriend playing it and he's like, oh, it's like, is that Diablo? He's like, it's Diablo 2. And my mind was like blown because he was
You were
in
like,
Act-
how do I get this?
right. He was
Yeah.
in Act 2 and just like doing his thing there, and it wasn't until I think about a year or two afterwards where I could actually like buy it. I wasn't able to get it until like the expansions were already out.
Yeah,
And-
until Lord of Destruction was out.
Exactly. And
Which is when the game got good.
yeah, and I remember finding a $20 bill on the floor of the cafeteria,
That's a battle chest.
and I'm like,
Yep.
I have enough to buy the game now. And I remember my dad confronts me. He's like, how'd you get this game? I'm like, I bought it. He's like, where'd you get that money from? It's like, well, I saved some of this and I found $20 at school, so I bought it. He's like, did you find it or did you steal it? I'm like, Dad, I found the money. Steven, tell me the truth. I'm like,
I have to dig for it.
it's 3 years
That a
afterwards.
boy. No.
Yeah,
You ever
I know.
suck dick for dupes?
But yeah, just the
I need
a
my
re-
Erd gem.
yeah. Can I get a Stone of Jordan, please?
Because
the different types of characters, and then with the expansions, and that was just like a never-ending game for the most part. And even when you hit a certain level, there was more to go. And
Yeah.
I was able to play with friends that I had from my old school and friends that I met in the new school once I like moved there, that we were able to play together. And
That was one of the first things you and I started talking about.
yeah,
It's Diablo 2.
yep,
Such an incredible game. And it's like from 1998.
yeah.
You know, like it's just like one of those things. It's like,
yeah,
God, it's old.
yeah. No,
It's
it's a pre 9/11
old.
game.
yeah, it's old, but like we were all still playing it in high school. It had
Yeah.
that much longevity.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, like, they just re-released it. And, like,
they did.
I like never really stopped playing it. Like, you know, I would pick it up, like, every time they did a season start, which,
Dude,
like,
that's why I'm saying I
there's-
can't believe it didn't crack your top 5.
my top five is really good.
The only
It
thing,
is.
the only thing that's surprising for me is like it didn't beat out Control.
I mean, like, it was-
Control's amazing.
Remember, before we came to record tonight, I was in Discord and I was like, I have no idea how I'm making a top 5.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
Like, there's
It's
so
just-
many
it-
games.
It
on
was
my
just
honorable
shocking.
mentions.
It's just shocking to
Yeah.
me, is all.
Although I do have to thank Clark because of him, that was the reason that I got the Diablo 2 Resurrected, because I think Morgan reached out to you and it's like, what's
Oh,
the
yeah.
game that Steve
Yeah,
wants or something
yes.
else? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why it's
I
like,
made sure that you got that for when it came out.
yeah, that's
They're
it's
adding
always,
a bunch of cool shit to that too.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's the so when
I've
when,
now purchased it for PlayStation 5 and PC.
so PlayStation's totally broken.
I
Like playing
know.
Diablo on a PlayStation's broken
I know.
because so they allow offline play. So what you do, I'm not saying what you do, but what you can do
yeah,
is you go into offline mode, like you disconnect from the internet or whatever, and then like you do all of your crafting. If you don't get what you want, you download your cloud save.
oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and it's totally broken.
it's the new duping.
Yeah. But yeah, D2R is fucking amazing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
But yeah, Diablo 2 is the reason I got into coding. Cuz I started writing bots for it in high school and
Yeah.
stuff.
I remember you had a bot.
Yeah. I had like when I was like working and stuff like that, I would have like 4 or 5 bots running on my computer. Just like doing
Nice.
magic find runs for me and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you'd be like, we'd be like getting off the bus, and Joe's just like, yeah, I just gotta run home and make sure that my bots aren't like stuck on some stupid fucking wall that they're finding me shit. I'll be right over.
Yeah.
What's your number 1, Harry?
My number 1 is Dawn of War: The Complete Collection.
all right.
I could have filled this whole top 5 list with RTS, because if there's one thing that I believe should be played on a PC, it's an RTS game.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Ugh.
Yeah. Play the thought of playing an RTS.
Well,
on,
but I feel like
console
it's
sucks.
like
I played my first one on console.
so did I. But I
That
once
was the last
I
time I did it.
yeah. Once I played one on a PC, I never went back.
Dawn of War is awesome. Kind of coincided with like my fascination with like the Warhammer 40K universe. So I'm
Yeah.
like buying models at the same time, seeing them live in action and voiced, and
Yeah.
it was just so cool just to see all that, and like the amount of customization you can do. And you know, I was thinking about this when I was making my list earlier. I wanted to have this conversation about RTS games because I feel like I would be shamed I feel like I'm going to be shamed for admitting this, but I wanted to argue against it. I like slowing down RTS games. I think a lot of people are like, you have to play at regular speed, and
Yeah.
you get a lot of flack if you don't. But I like the strategy.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That was my biggest issue with Iron Harvest.
Yeah.
Is you can't slow the game down. You have to play at regular speed.
That's like $8 right now, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It's a great game.
It's on my wish list. Keep
It's on
looking
my
at it.
list.
I have it.
Anyway, I think when you slow down an RTS, you're playing more into the strategy and less into the how many clicks can you get off per second, more or less.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't like the clicks per second. I like the strategy
Right.
of RTS games.
Have you played RTSs against people?
Not much.
That's when you need the speed.
Yeah.
I'm all for slowing the game down to whatever your enjoyment is while you're playing it solo. Like that's fine. It's when you play against somebody that's when you really need to like know exactly what you're doing
And I
going
think
for
that's why I haven't ever really dove into that. It's just that's not what I
It's a
like
whole
out of an
separate
RTS
interest
game.
level.
Like
Yeah.
I like the maximizing everything, creating a huge army, and then just like decimating.
God, I used to play so much fucking StarCraft. Zerg Rush.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it in honorable mentions.
Yeah, we're going to.
But yeah, I know Dawn of War, it just had so many maps, so many different races to play as, so many different unit types for each army. It's just... And then, like, there's 4 games total in that expansion. And they even have, like, a campaign mode, and they have storylines, and just the quick plays. And you can have up to, like, 16 fucking different factions on the, like, a huge battlefield at one time. Like, it's just... And the different game modes, like, because, like with the tabletop setting, there were different game styles to earn victories. And they, like, even... got that into the game where it's like taking control or just full annihilation or I don't know. It's just so cool.
It's a
There's just so
fantastic
much
game.
to do it, and the modding community is just amazing. They added the different factions that aren't in the base game. Like they went through and crafted all the units, and they're still modding it. They put all the Armageddon units in, so
Yep.
like they added Titans to the game through modding. Like it's insane.
That's what makes
Absolutely.
PC amazing.
Yeah, that I was just thinking the same. That's the great thing about
Common
PC. It's
theme
like-
with a lot of our favorites here.
Mods.
It's the games alone can be great themselves, but once you start letting the community add extras
that they
on
want,
top of
yeah, it's
exactly
just-
that can
Not
just
being
take
an
it,
asshole about it.
yeah, and just like bump it up like exponentially. And
Yeah.
it's especially great when the games, I'm sorry I cut you off, but when the games and companies are like, you know what? Cool. Have at it. Have fun.
Yeah.
We're not going to start cutting you down.
Like Bethesda. Bethesda has now allowed modding
They have their
on,
workshop.
on even consoles for
Yeah.
every single one of their games.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
They limit it pretty good though. It's not quite the same. They do allow it. There's like a whole like
Within reason, but
vetting
you know,
process essentially for the mods.
but even
Yeah, but
that,
I mean-
I think that's cool.
Even like I booted up Skyrim 2-3 years ago because I downloaded it for the VR
okay.
to check out the VR of it, and I went into the modding place, and the first thing I got was a Vorpal sword, and Vorpal sword is a 75% chance to just kill whatever it touches.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
All right.
So
go with that.
they really don't care about how you're going to break the game because you can literally just stab anything in that game twice and it'll die.
Yeah.
Dragon dead.
Yeah, just like stab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just more along the lines of like you can turn dragons into like Bowser on PC. And like,
Oh
Homer
yeah,
Simpson.
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
they don't let
Yeah.
you have the same
The
type of
license
freedom.
stuff. Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah, licensing's a little different. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to go off on
No,
tangent,
no,
but
you're
yeah,
good.
man. Yeah, modding is yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's my number one. Everybody did.
Yeah,
number
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's jump on into honorable mentions. All right, so we're doing honorable mentions. Steve, we're going to start with you. And the hopes are we're going to work on small lists, work up to the big lists, and hopefully we can ding some off by the time we get there.
All right. Dig it. All right. Honorable mentions. I've never played this game, but I always thought just wait, but I need to
This is
mention
why
it
the list is long.
because I do like when Eve Online. Where
Okay.
it's like
Yeah.
MMO, spaceships and whatnot. And the only reason I ever gave a shit about this was because I read a story on Reddit about someone who did like a year-long infiltration on
Into a clan?
into an opposing clan, and worked everything up to the point of stealing so many like currency, whatever
Yeah.
their dollars are or whatnot, and basically imploding the entire faction from the inside out.
You know what the crazy thing about that is Eve currency is actually worth real money because
Yeah.
people buy that kind of currency. He ended up stealing like I thought it was like $35,000 from this.
It was like $200,000.
Oh, it's like 200. Okay, yeah,
It was
$200,000
stupid. Yeah.
from this clan.
Because you pay money for ships, equipment, all this other stuff, or you can pay money for ships.
And they loaded it
equipment,
all
but-
up, and he just took the fucking ship.
and he just like took everything and decimated them. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, that sounds like a really fun game to play, but I am not that cutthroat. And if people are this involved, no, thank you.
Yeah,
But
Was anything illegal about that?
no,
no, it's all within
a video
game.
game.
It's all within the game.
Just
It's
wild.
digital currency that you sell after the fact.
Exactly. So next would be Diablo 1, or I'll just give like the Diablo series, but specifically 1, only because, I feel like that was the first kind of top-down that I knew of, where you could play with other people, and that was the thing that started getting me like into those type of games and whatnot. Duke Nukem.
Yep.
I need not say more. Where you just fuck yeah, you could take a piss in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as like a 13-year-old kid looking at it, like,
Yeah, you're running around, you go into the bathroom, like, oh my god,
Right.
there's nudes in here.
There's
yeah.
Nudie magazines.
There's a fucking strip club I could go into.
I think he actually did say boobies.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like,
Wolfenstein 3D,
hey,
which also my friend Dan, he was the computer friend. Fun game, shoot Nazis. What's not to love about it? And kind of going outside of the box of a direct game is Newgrounds.com.
Oh.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
they had so many games.
Flash games?
Yeah, exactly. So you had like your stick fighters and
Tank game.
yeah, they just had like a multitude of options that you could choose from. And I know like I lived on that site for a long time in high school. I don't know what it looks like now, but at least back in the days, it was great. And I think
E-Bombs World.
E-Bombs World. Harry and I would go to, free? It was like freegames.com or something.
Yeah, there was some other game there was some other website like that had like a fuck ton of games too. that, like,
Yeah, and it was just like
you could get to in school.
Yeah, and people are like, I made this, here it is, it's out here, and play it, enjoy it. Some of them were stupid, some of them were fun, some of them were stupid fun. So why not? And that will wrap up my honorable mentions.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna.
I tried to keep it short and sweet. I figured the top 5 portions were going to take a while, but
All right. So first on my list is a game called Inherent Evil: The Haunted Hotel. It's basically you click on which direction you want to go, and it's just like a still frame.
It's like
kind of
Myst.
thing.
Yeah, Mist. Yeah.
Is that what Myst was like?
Yeah.
But you basically interact with the environment, and
Yeah.
it's just like
It's a point and click adventure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's just a hotel story where you get a call from your sister, but she's dead.
What?
So you go to a hotel and you're just trying to solve all
Solve
these
it,
mysteries
yeah.
within
Yeah.
this haunted hotel. Iron Harvest, which I mentioned, RTS, great. I love the theme behind it. It's very, very steampunky.
Yeah.
Warcraft 2 is like the first RTS I ever played. I know it was not as big as World of Warcraft or Warcraft 3, but Warcraft 2 was the one that I absolutely loved.
You're gonna get roasted for that, but continue, and I'm not gonna tell you why.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. Why aren't you going to tell me why? We're on the game. You might as well tell me why.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because he compared Warcraft 2 to World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Continue.
well, he said they're not the same game.
Yeah, I know they're not the same game.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Fuck it. I played Warcraft 2. I didn't play World of Warcraft.
Yeah, fuck it.
Suck my nuts.
Yeah,
You said it like they were like the same genre, though.
they're not.
Does he know that?
I don't know. What else you got, Harry?
I have Stellaris, which Clark introduced me to, and I absolutely loved it.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's so big, though.
It is very, very big.
Galaxy-wide.
Yeah.
Project Zomboid, I picked that up last winter, and I think I was telling you guys about it. It was just,
I've been playing it. It's fucking
it's,
hard.
It's pretty tough to get
Yeah.
into, but like, I love that it has like you can just keep booting up new characters and add them to the world that you've already had your character in, so you can go and find your dead body,
Yeah.
or bodies from previous characters. And they're just so much like it's not even a fully released game yet, and the amount of shit that they've done with it is just absurd.
It's like a pixelated version of DayZ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But there's so much you can do, so much.
Yeah.
Very old school, but a game called Lords of Magic. It was like a board game, but like an RTS built into the board
Lords
game.
of Might and Magic.
No, I think it was just Lords of Magic.
Okay.
Lesser known.
Yeah.
It was the Kmart version.
But basically, you choose some elemental faction. They all have different types of units. Like there's an Earth faction which had like dwarves, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. Some move quick, some move slow, some have high defense, some do range magic damage.
Gotcha.
And it would take turns. You go around the elemental wheel, and every faction would take their turn. And then, like when you got into battle, it would load into like an RTS type setting.
Are you watching Discord too? Just kind of like flop and flow about?
There's that, and then Harry was like, "All right, let's try to do this quick."
I'm sorry.
Paragraph about every single
I'm
game
sorry.
I have.
No. Hey, he's doing good.
And the last one is Phasmophobia, which Steve introduced me to, and I
Phasmophobia
really
is so much fun.
I'm disappointed we haven't played more. Like I feel like it needs to happen.
Yeah, and actually, I will go back and add that to honorable mention. And apparently, from what
They just put out a DLC, a free DLC like 2 weeks ago.
between that and an upgrade, and I forget who was talking about it in the Discord, but apparently the like entities are far more terrifying, and it's just
They were tired.
Yeah, they
terrifying
like
before.
they like
know.
made the AI better.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
and it's
Yeah.
so much more kicked up. And
I remember when you guys were in the basement, and Harry's like,
yeah. Dude,
It's
Harry had
scary as shit.
Harry had the like the demon baby running
Yeah.
after him. He's like, "Oh my god, it's fucking coming!" It's that. So yeah, let's update and get back into that. That'd be great.
One of the first things I saw in that game is like a crawling baby that had just like teeth as a head or something like that. I was like, "Fuck!"
It is terrifying. Yeah, that's terrifying. But that was such a fun game. Yeah. Let's get back in that.
Clark, I'm gonna guess your list is slightly smaller than Joe's, so
I got 12. What do you got, Joe?
I got way more than that.
All right, you can go next, Clark. Knock him off his list, please.
First and foremost, my first MMO that I ever really got into, Anarchy Online. Absolutely loved it.
I was waiting for that to come up.
Another MMO that I played a lot with Joe, Aeon. You get like wings and stuff. It was a really awesome game. Command and Conquer.
Oh yeah,
Like just like one of the original like best-selling RTSs.
yeah.
Dune 2000. I have been into Dune since then, and games
Till now.
Yeah, just another awesome RTS. Something a little bit newer, Frostpunk. You're trying to save the last of humanity in a city, and you're trying to like build up the city and survive like a winter that will just murder everybody.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, so it's kind of like steampunky, and you're like trying to like negotiate between factions of people, like workers and like socialites and things like that.
Yeah.
To like everyone to get involved, and you can be like kind of like a dictator where you're like, oh, all these socialites people that like aren't working, you need to fucking work, or I'm just abandoning you. Like I'm kicking you out. I'll make a certain one of my groups my like essentially like seconds in command warlords, and they will kick you and escort you out or murder you on the spot. Like I like in my game I had like public hangings of thieves trying to steal food from other people, because I had it very much like very socialist kind of very communist.
And that sounds more totalitarian.
Well, no, in the beginning, well, it's a dictatorship. That's how most communism works. But like in the beginning, like I had to everyone had to have the exact same thing, so that no one was fighting over everything, so that we could just gain stuff. And like you're trying to just keep this great furnace in the middle of everything, continuing to chug and go.
Clark became Lenin.
Final Fantasy XI. We don't need to really talk about that more.
No, we don't.
What's that game?
Ark is an incredible
okay.
survival game.
Yeah.
I'm excited to check out Ark 2.
Yeah, with just a bunch of dinosaurs. You're surviving.
I'm definitely going to set up my own server for that.
You let me know. I'm there.
Because fuck dealing with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
But yeah, PvP, PvE, MMO type game, and you start with nothing, and you can build up to riding dinosaurs with laser cannons on their head.
Goddamn right.
Yeah,
You literally start as a caveman with no clothes and a rock.
right, and you can build up to literally having like cages and like hordes of like dragon like stuff with like fire breath and things like that. It's fucking nuts.
You and Kyle played that a bunch.
Yeah. Yep.
Sounds like a cow game.
There was I couldn't find the specifics on these games, but LucasArts put out a bunch of Star Wars and Indiana Jones point and click adventures that were in the style of like 8-bit Link from Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
They were incredible. They were just fun little games where you're just like finding through and going through the stories. Neverwinter Nights.
Yep.
Just an absolutely incredible game. It's one of those games that I bought the strategy guide on how to be a DM in that game, because it was like programming. You're programming the game how to do things, traps and things like that. And, State of Decay 2, it was already talked about. Serious Sam, it was already talked about, and probably one of my top RTSs of all time in StarCraft. I just absolutely love StarCraft. It was, just incredible. Blizzard just made the best RTSs.
It's StarCraft.
Yeah, that was my last honorable mention.
Cool.
All right. Jose Cristo.
Did we ding a lot off your list, Joe?
Let me see. I have
4.
1, 2, 3, 4 games that were talked about on my honorable
All right.
mentions.
That's all right. I have confidence.
that like aren't on my like defining or top 5. And like another at least 10. So, Blake Stone, which was the best description of this game that I ever saw, was the best first person shooter ever made for 1 week, because it launched a week before Doom.
Oh, there you go.
But was very similar to Doom and also amazing. Wolfenstein 3D, a game called Heretic, which is another id Software game. Doom, obviously. Quake, obviously.
Oh, Quake. Fuck yeah.
A game called Commander Keen, which was like a side-scroller, space adventure type game that was like, made for kids. I got it when I was like 8.
Yeah, you were a
Thought
kid.
it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Lemmings.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
If you've never played that game, it's just like you get lemmings that just walk to the side, and then like you have to build bridges or make a wall to make them to turn around, and
Get
you
them
have to like
point A to point B.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Another game that I'm surprised hasn't been mentioned so far, but I'm kind of glad. Ski Free.
What?
Ski Free?
Bless
The
you.
game where you
wait,
would
hold
ski
on.
downhill,
And then eventually,
and then there would be like this Sasquatch or abominable snowman type guy that would like come in and fucking eat you.
What?
But
Oh
it was
my
literally
God.
just a game where you skied downhill, you controlled your character left and right, you would hit jumps or dodge trees and collect things.
Yeah.
And like you would just ski down. And then like there was this fucking monster that would come in and try to eat you every now and then too.
and there's no way to really escape him. You just eventually you can like skate. You can keep going. He'll get caught on stuff, but like he'll eventually get you.
So it's how long can you make it until?
Yeah, pretty
yeah,
much.
and,
It's like a
how
high
many,
score
and how
game.
many yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a high score game.
Yep.
Okay.
But it was awesome.
Oh my god, dude, you're diving into like the
right.
shovelware from the early '90s. I love it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Keep going. What a fucking surprise. It's goddamn Joe.
Duke Nukem was mentioned. A mod of a game that's actually in my defining. I won't name the game, but Clark knows the game. It's a mod that was called Wanted, which is is a first-person shooter game that was strictly westernized.
Oh, wait.
And like you had like bolt action rifles and black powder guns that you like had to reload and like took you like 15 seconds to reload and shit.
Joe and I would sit at my house and take turns playing this game for hours at my PC.
It was so good.
Hours.
It was so good.
That just reminded me.
Oh my god. Oh, okay, yeah, that's going on my honorable mentions too, for whatever it's worth.
If you
You're
ever
welcome
played
for putting that memory back into your
Oh
head.
my god.
Day of Defeat I mentioned in passing. Diablo 3, obviously I've talked about it many times on the podcast already for many reasons. Roller Coaster Tycoon.
yeah.
Those games, honestly, most of those sim games are great. The Roller Coaster Tycoon games, 3 specifically, were fucking amazing.
Put another game on console defining.
Couple of MMOs I gotta mention. Ion Clark mentioned already. Many hours into that, banned from that. For good reason.
Surprise.
Rift, which is another great MMO. That's honestly one of the best I've ever played, and I wish it was more popular. World of Warcraft, for obvious reasons.
Was Rift the one where you eventually become ascended?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I remember playing that one too.
Guild Wars 2.
I had a monk.
Skyrim, for obvious reasons I don't even need to talk about. Everybody knows about it. Celeste, we just recently reviewed it. I played it on PC. I thought it was fucking amazing. Life is Strange. Played that on PC. Fucking amazing game.
Yep.
Another sim game called City Skylines. This game is another one of those games that the modding community like really elevated to another level. Not that the game isn't amazing, but like it's SimCity, but like fucking on steroids. Like you can disable crosswalks in certain intersections. You can be like, no, this lane is only right turn, and you can be super fucking granular with like everything, and it's amazing. It's like so much fun to play.
Harry's kind of game. I'm going to tell everyone exactly what to do.
As soon as you get into my city, only left-hand turns.
Just put
two more
the
games.
fucking chairs.
Okay.
back.
2 more games left.
Put the fucking chairs.
One that I'm still very surprised hasn't come up yet so far. Portal.
I played it on Xbox. I mentioned it in our Xbox.
Okay.
I played it on
fair enough.
PlayStation, so yeah.
And then another one, which is a specific game of a series of which the series is just amazing. Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Awesome game. So those are my honorable mentions. Again, it was a very hard time making a top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Drop some bombs in there for you guys.
You did. Good choices. There were a few started popping up like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, why don't you just roll right in console defining as well?
Oh, God.
Well, not console defining.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
PC
System
defining.
defining.
Yeah. So I have 6 games in here that, you know, they were some of them were elsewhere, some of them weren't.
Right.
So defining to me, Doom, Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Diablo 2, Command & Conquer, and The Sims. I mean,
I added some.
The Sims is a fucking juggernaut.
Yeah, it is.
I have a long list.
Okay.
We'll save you for last then.
Okay.
Steven.
All right. Cool. I have World of Warcraft. I never played it, but Kyle did a bunch, and I watched him play that while I played Final
I
Fantasy
boned him
11.
while he was playing it.
Yeah.
It defined me.
I will also go back and put in The Sims because yes, juggernaut. I mean, you can't, or just really any of like The Sims, SimCity. Just they created their own, and it's and Counter-Strike, because I think that's when like it really got fucking nuts for first-person shooters of that level. Okay.
That's all?
It's a lot of other things already been mentioned. So
All right. I'm going to drop this bomb that wasn't mentioned yet tonight. Oregon Trail.
technically,
I've played more than like 20 minutes at a shot.
Oh, I played a shit ton. Justin Brown sleepovers.
Yeah.
That and his fucking awesome Jurassic Park action figures. That's all I wanted to do.
How many of those went up your butt?
3.
Several. Same time.
I've never played it, but I know StarCraft is a huge PC game. Never played it, but I know Diablo 2 is a huge PC game. I played a little Counter-Strike, but I know that's also huge.
You played on Xbox.
Actually, most of these games I never even played.
right.
World of Warcraft, never touched it.
Yep.
Now, I did play a little bit of this. Couldn't get into it, but I know it's huge. But RuneScape,
Okay.
my brother played a shit ton of it to the point where my mom got super mad at him. And I added the Sims when you said something, and I was like, "Oh, Sims, yes, 100%. That needs to go on this fucking list."
Right.
So that's what I got.
There's one on my system defining that I'm shocked no one mentioned because it's monstrously huge.
Shock us.
All right,
Tetris.
no,
I try
I'm
to avoid things like League of Legends.
No. I'm
So it's
just
just
going
like,
to go
yeah.
down my list. Some of these have been mentioned, but I feel like they should be hammered
Let
home.
us know the shocker for you.
Doom,
Yep.
Age of Empires, Half-Life, EverQuest,
Oh,
the first MMO,
Yeah.
forgot about that one.
DayZ, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Again, like with the popularity of like the
Yeah.
Battle Royales and
battle
shit.
royales
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yep.
That's also why DayZ's in there because of H1Z1.
Yeah.
that was the first.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3 specifically because of like all the tower defense games and MOBAs that came from Warcraft 3. Baldur's Gate, Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We
how did I
didn't
know-
not mention Minecraft, and that's the one that kind of surprised me.
I thought about it when I was making my list, but I didn't put it on there because
Minecraft has always been off my radar. That's probably
I
why
just
I didn't
never
mention-
played it.
Yeah.
You know,
Never even
honestly,
been there.
I never played it, and then I was like watching YouTube videos, and then like one of the YouTubers that I watched started playing Minecraft a bunch and like doing a bunch of shit in it, and I was like, So I ended up buying it and playing. I played like maybe like 10 hours of it. It was really fun. Like it's just
Oh, I
very
totally
relaxing.
get. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. SimCity and The Sims.
Yeah.
Solid.
Dig it. One thing I'll give Minecraft, because I think there's like a certain server or a certain world where they just like put information out, like, and it's just like information. So at least like people living in countries where shit's restricted, it's like they can go to Minecraft.
Oh, you go to a Minecraft news server?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like a giant ass library, and like I see it pop up on Reddit every
that's
once in a
cool.
while
Yeah, I
because it
think
gets reposted.
I
but
think it's
like,
called the World's Library.
I think so.
Yeah.
And just like there's a collective of something like that. It's like that at least just kind of shows like the community and everything else where it's like kudos.
Doesn't it have librarians that are like fact checking it too? It's almost like Wikipedia. It's
I wouldn't
almost
be-
like
I wouldn't
it's
be
almost like
surprised.
Wikipedia just in the
yeah,
server.
people
It's
just like
wild.
make that their job to be like, no, this is just kind of like how it's going. And I just
Yeah.
think that's I think that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do they? Sorry, Sims, real quick, because I know that Sims kind of overtook it. But like, do they still make Sim City games anymore? Like, do they?
SimCity Skylines. He was just talking about.
No, it's not. That's not SimCity.
It's
Oh.
a different game.
Oh,
It's a
is that
different,
that's
it's a different
game?
company and everything.
It said
Okay.
it's
Gotcha.
SimCity
And it's
like, but
Way fucking
gotcha.
better than anything SimCity ever did.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's
Can
a
you
certain
destroy?
simplicity.
Can you destroy your creation easily?
Yeah. You can be like, hey, I want a fucking like
Meteor,
you can
hurricane,
yeah,
Godzilla.
totally.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you have to like literally like manage your water. Like you have to have a water source and enough pumps to water, like get water to everybody in your town. But then you also have to have enough sewer. And like there's people that have like built superstructures to like just dump their sewer into. And like it'll just fill up with all of the fucking sewer. And then they'll just be like, meteor strike on the fucking sewer tower. And then like the sewer water will just like fucking go through the whole city and shit like that.
That's wild.
That sounds fun.
It's crazy how in depth you can
Steve's
get in that
face
game.
right now is just like I
need-
need to.
I do.
I need to make a fake.
Meteor poo.
Yeah.
Look up the poop volcano. It's fucking amazing.
That is a dangerous Google.
I have a different search history, but I think I could find it.
Yeah.
Okay, City Skylines poop volcano. It's
Okay.
That's
all right,
better.
All
a
right.
little safer.
All right.
Yeah, only a little bit.
It's going to end up like goatsay.cx.
Nice. Well, I think
Go there.
Yeah, go ahead and
Does
find
that
it.
still exist?
I don't care.
You can still find it.
I don't care.
You can still
If the
find it.
page loads, Google the web page
Yeah.
on archive.org.
But go ahead and you enjoy that. You
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
Goat
yeah.
Say.
Meatspin. Don't forget to check out meatspin.com.
At Meatspin, Lemon Party. That was always a fun
Lemon
game.
Party, yeah.
I don't know what like
Blue
any of these
Waffle.
are, I'll be
I'm
honest.
glad this is coming up on the PC retrospective because it's kind of appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you access
Yeah.
these things. So
Here, I'll show you meatspin.com.
I'm good. I'm
no,
sure.
no,
they're
no, no,
not
no, no. We got you,
enjoyable.
bud. We got you.
Yeah, let's just go fire up a PC real quick.
Yeah.
Do you want to make some food in the meantime?
Yeah, that quick word you said.
Nah,
Cool.
that doesn't happen.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap up the episode there.
good call.
Stay tuned for another 2 weeks. What do we have coming out in 2 weeks?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Wow.
The Juggernaut.
Look forward to that, and don't forget.
That's gonna be
Prepare
a long
yourself,
episode.
Tardish.
Yeah.
Don't forget to
Prepare to cry.
enter into our giveaway.
Prepare to cry.
Yes.
Enter into our giveaway. Join our Discord. Check out our Patreon and Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagrams.
The Grams.
Get on our Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go on. Come talk to me, please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're giving
we-
away a $50 gift card to PlayStation, Steam, Nintendo, whatever your choice is, or Xbox. I forgot that one.
Yeah, you only have a few weeks to sign up for an entry.
Yes.
But you still can sign up for that Discord because, hey, we're active in there. We're having fun with the listeners, and they're having fun with us.
Yeah, if there's any questions you want to ask in there, if you want us to do like an episode or something like that, or maybe a MUBRS of, a bunch of shit,
We even have a suggestion box.
you guys can gang up on us.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like we
If
gave
you
Like a
don't like
dream
Harry.
come true.
If you,
Yeah.
if you don't like one of our opinions, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. This is going to go downhill real quick.
Not
Or if
really.
you don't like one of us, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll kick them off the show.
be the next fan poll.
It's like Survivor. We could turn this podcast into Survivor.
Oh, that's how the podcast dies.
yeah.
And on that note, love you guys.
Stay safe.
Praise the sun.
I like it. Please keep that one going. Stay sexy.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media and all streaming platforms at Superfun Podcast for more episodes. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us and consider becoming a Patreon member for more exclusive content.